Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast. This is your Batman spoiler-riddled, pun intended, review.
The Batman.
The Batmans. So we're just warning you now. We're going to spoil the movie. We just saw it. So get ready. If you don't want to know what happens, then don't listen to this.
Then go do something else.
Skip ahead for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or just don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, we want to listen to the rest of the stuff.
Well, that's on a different show.
Oh, never
This
mind.
is just
There'll be a pause in between.
Okay.
Pause for the cause.
I know. It's late. You're tired.
Then this one is not for you.
Some of us have to work, Dawn.
Some of us didn't take naps during the Batman dawn.
All right. So this is all spoilers.
Yes.
We're just going to go around first, give our general reactions to it, say if we liked it or not, and then we'll get into some of the meat of it. So, Brock, go ahead.
I enjoyed it. Almost too realistic and too long.
Too realistic. What do you mean by that? Like what part?
Comic book movies I like to be somewhat based in a comic book world.
Yeah.
It's a little too politically accurate for the times.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, it was like real. It was
It
like
could
you
really
watch a
happen.
crime-
Like, this could happen in Pittsburgh tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no suspension of disbelief.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than him getting shot. But I'll say that for Justin.
Yeah. Go ahead, Justin.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. I enjoyed the story. I liked the fact. No, I'll wait to go into the spoiler stuff until later. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. I thought the soundtrack was fantastic.
All 4 songs.
Actually, there were like 9.
There's
No,
4.
Ave Maria was listed about 4 times in the credits.
Depending on everyone who sang it. If you like that one Nirvana song.
Over and over. Lance?
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Robert Pattinson actually played a good character. It was a different take on a lot of different characters, but all in all, good movie.
Mm-hmm. You want me to go for you?
Yes, please.
Because you hate it, so you'll go last.
As predicted.
I really enjoyed it. Saying that it's like realistic, it reminded me of the Heath Ledger Dark Knight movie.
Yeah.
Because that movie out of all 3 of those movies was the most realistic. There wasn't an assassin's guild and all that stuff or a guy taking over a city. That movie was just a guy that goes crazy, police corruption. So it was very on par for me with, what's that movie called? The Dark Knight Rises?
That's the Dark Knight.
That's
The Dark Knight. It was very on par with The Dark Knight. A sadistic bad guy that like pointed out corruption in the city and the government. And that movie I felt could have happened in real life because there was nothing crazy in it. But it was very much like that to me. And I thought Robert Pattinson did a great job. I really liked him as Batman. I didn't like the collar around his neck, like the cape. It was like he had a pop collar. I really don't.
I like that, though, because he can move his head freely.
He could move his head freely, but I didn't. It was like part of the cape. It seemed.
It reminded me of Dark Knight Returns.
he couldn't
like
leave his
the
neck
Frank
exposed.
Miller,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had a good look. He had a real good chin for it, and like he's Batman this whole movie. Like, there's not a lot of Bruce Wayne, which I like a Batman movie. They didn't waste the time on a lot of the Bruce stuff and get into. It's a different Bruce.
I was going to say, it's not the Playboy Bruce.
It's not the Playboy
It's My
Bruce
Chemical Romance.
at
Yes,
all. Yeah.
exactly.
I like.
Recluse Bruce.
Yeah, so all that was really good. I thought Catwoman was really good. I thought she did a great job. I thought Commissioner Gordon was fantastic. I liked the relationship between the two.
Detective Gordon.
Lieutenant Gordon.
Yeah.
Officer Gordon.
I liked their thing together. I really didn't like Batman and Alfred too much. I thought like that was kind of forced and didn't really have enough time
He
to
treated
develop.
Alfred like garbage.
Yeah,
did.
kinda
You're not
like-
a Wayne.
Yeah.
You're not my father.
Yeah, he was very rough on him, but him and Gordon solving crimes together is good stuff. And they haven't done that in a lot of the other ones where Gordon like doesn't know what he's doing. They were really close. They were almost like partners.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was neat. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really one of the better Batman films that I've seen. But I like all the Batman films. except for Dark Knight Rises or whatever, the third one, the Bane, the stupid Snaggle.
I watched that again recently. It wasn't as bad as I remembered it.
I can't get over the voices in that movie. The voices are so
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'm glad he had a good Batman voice.
It wasn't much different than his regular voice.
Right, because he was just dark, like... To me, it hasn't been that, like... I've always said that, like, when you watch Batman the Animated Series, he talks in his normal voice, because, like, he is Batman, and then he puts on a show when he's, like, Playboy Vu. He hires the pitch up a little bit. I feel like he hasn't found that yet in this movie. Like, he's just Batman. He's in that, like, regular voice, and then I feel like if he develops his Wayne character and becomes more of, like, a businessman, that he'll change that voice and be lighter. You know what I mean? But so far, I thought it was really good. What about you? Go ahead. Tear it up.
So, I talked on the podcast before that I'd be honest about my review of this movie.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to lie about it, and I wasn't going to sugarcoat it. I was just going to tell it how it is.
Okay.
And I'm going to just say right now that I really, really, really liked this movie. Now, there's issues with this movie.
Yeah.
Number one, Batman doesn't solve shit in this movie. Everybody else does.
But that's not entirely true. He figured out some riddles
The easy ones.
The easy ones on his own.
The ones I was able to figure out.
He figured out all the dad jokes.
Yeah.
You have to remember, he's young and, like, learning his detective ways in this.
Don't sugarcoat this. There's issues with it.
Okay.
I do think Robert Pattinson is one of the better. He's better than all the the guy that played the Nolan Batman.
I think so, too. I think he's much better than Christian Bale.
I hate the Bruce Wayne. I don't like My Chemical Romance
That's
Bruce
fair.
Wayne.
That's very fair.
I really
He was
liked.
very bad.
I liked his chemistry with Catwoman and Commissioner Gordon. I hope they develop something with Alfred, but it doesn't seem like it just seems weird. Like,
I almost wish they would have killed Alfred. Because just how much of an afterthought he was in this movie.
I just hope maybe if they do,
They held hands for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like everything was okay.
he had more of a connection with the light, the bat signal that he did with Alfred.
It's true.
But see, I think that there's going to be more on that because the Court of Owls has been referenced as a possible sequel for this movie. I think Alfred knows a lot about that he's not telling him.
I think so too.
That card that he left for Batman in the Bruce Wayne attempt
Yeah.
looked like the owl mask.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was
There
just
was
bad
there were a couple Hush references I've seen.
Yeah, there was a lot of that stuff. There was a lot of little drops going on.
And then, so I guess, can we just get into spoilers?
Go right
Kind
ahead.
of already did.
Yeah. So, did anyone else? And I talked to Dawn about this in the car on the way over. So, does anyone else that thinks? Speaking of drops throughout the movie, the adrenaline that he took, I think that
was Venom.
Yeah. It gave him the strength to move the metal out of the way to save those
true.
people.
I didn't even think
it
of
gave
that.
him an adrenaline rush and made him go into a rage. Like I think that's straight Venom.
Yeah.
It was
could be.
green.
Maybe
and
it's
like,
something that he found or developed or worked with someone, and someone will steal that.
Yeah, or
use
he
it.
just
Knows a guy
he knows a guy. You
named
don't know.
Bane.
Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting reference.
Yeah. I like that part because he was like ready to pass out.
Yeah.
But then he just like pumped himself up. Where
Yeah.
a lot of old Batman movies, he just got up and kept fighting.
Yeah.
Like, how's this guy not dead?
Yeah.
It gave. At least he had a plan for it, and like I don't know.
Although I did think he died when he wingsuited in and landed on that truck and hit his fucking head off.
That
the
looked
bridge.
like it hurt.
I was like, oh my god, how are you not dead after that?
And for all the fighting that people do with Batman, when are they going to figure out just to shoot him in the head?
Well, the only thing I'll excuse for that is it was all untrained people at the end.
Yeah.
There were just that's why the one guy got
Fanboys.
Yeah,
Followers.
they were all like conspiracy theorist followers, and they did that. But
Yeah, but the guys in the club weren't.
Well, it's
true.
Batman's thing. He fights in dark. He fights quick. It's like his
thing, yeah.
His thing. The only one of the things, speaking of his fighting, that I'm not sure I like is I think they're going for the whole thing that Alfred trained him.
yes.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Instead
more of
of-
a boxer type fighting.
Yeah.
Than,
Instead of he went around the world and learned all this technique. I think he was trained by Alfred, which that was like what they did in Gotham and a few other things. I don't like that. I don't like when they make Alfred so tough that he was like an assassin and a killer and a fighter and all this. I was supposed to protect your family. I'm like, you're just a butler who's smart, builds cars.
But to me, this actually felt like a Gotham movie.
I never watched Gotham.
Like Gotham, like the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, there's talks that they want to do a Matt Reeves GCPD like police show. I'm like, well, that's Gotham. You already did that, you know.
Yeah.
But like Batman would still be around, but not necessarily in the show. You know, Penguin would be in it, and people like that. They want to do an HBO Max series that ties it in.
And how much did Penguin look? I mean, like you couldn't even realize that was Colin
Farrell.
Just his
Colin
eyes.
Farrell. Yeah, no, he was totally unrecognizable.
He was a little too tall for me though, because him and Batman were like sometimes eye to eye. And I'm like,
Yeah, he was a bigger Penguin.
Yeah.
I love the car chase scene.
car chase scene was good.
I didn't like the family that was murdered when the truck blew up. Like they just killed a lot
Collateral
of people.
damage.
A lot of innocent people got killed there. But
Yeah,
that was
what's
cool
the over under on how many people Batman killed in this movie?
He didn't kill anybody.
A couple of those guys at the end got tossed off the ledge. I don't know if they.
Well, no, remember they had their harnesses on.
They had their harnesses on, or there was a lot of water because Batman dove into it.
Yeah. There's a lot of water there.
But
What do we think of the Batmobile?
It was
I
alright.
thought it was cool.
It was a nice minimalist thing.
Yeah, I thought it had a nice intro. Like it was like almost scary. You know, when it was revving the engine and
Right.
came out and chased him. It was very like it worked for that environment.
Well,
It wasn't a tank like
I was
the
gonna say,
Nolan ones.
it's nice because it wasn't overdone, and because
Yeah.
in all the Batman movies since '88,
Yeah.
the Batmobile has gotten bigger, stronger, badder.
Instead of having giant wings on it.
Yeah.
We're like, how do you... That's not too inconspicuous driving around in that. It was cool. That was a good scene, though. It was an intense scene.
I
My
just don't care.
personal favorite was Bruce Wayne's car, though. When he pulls up to the memorial,
Oh, and the Stingray.
it was a '63 split window.
Oh, what?
Oh, fuck me. I didn't care about any of the car stuff in this movie.
It was a split window, Ken.
Oh yeah, you know, a classic split window situation.
What about Catwoman? We all liked her pretty good.
I
She
like
did.
Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman.
Yep.
She did a good job. She had that like sexiness down, but like the smartness down.
She was just as sexy as her dad, Lenny Kravitz.
She's a good looking
I
guy, too.
wouldn't go that far.
She was good. She was really tiny.
She's
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't know if they define. So is Robert Pattinson small? Because
No, he's like 6'2",
okay.
so he's like my height.
Did anybody else catch? And I can't remember which other movie it was. I want to say it was Val Kilmer's, but they used the "You have a lot of cats" line. That has been used before. I can't remember
That
if
was
it was
Michael Keaton. That
if
was
it was
Michael
Keaton or if it was Kilmer.
It was Keaton.
It was Keaton because Catwoman was in Keaton's second movie.
Yeah. But then she just threw a cat in her motorcycle and drove off.
She did throw
That
a cat
really
in her
bothered Mindy. She's like, "Where's that cat going?"
She had saddlebags on it. Maybe they have air holes.
What cat is going to sit in that saddlebag while it's going 100 miles an hour?
That was a good cat. I like that they skipped past origin stuff.
Yes.
And he was just kind of there. I really liked his relationship with the police. That they didn't go too heavy into like them trying to hunt him and arrest Batman. They were just kind of like
They just saw the vigilante. That was
yeah.
it.
They weren't too happy with him, but they were also a little afraid of him,
Right.
which that was good.
Well, the whole thing with the cop, what is it, Rodriguez? You know, at the beginning, he's like, "Don't come in." By the end, he's actually helping the Batman find the final solution.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was well done.
I really liked this Paul Dano guy is the
Riddler?
Riddler.
He was
I
good.
really was. I was really worried that this was going to be too out there, but I think it was good. I think it was a very good Riddler aspect.
Yeah.
Son of Sam.
Yeah, and it was basically if Son of Sam would have happened in a comic book world, like and to have all those intelligence.
And I could see this Riddler now being in Arkham if they bring him. I'm glad they didn't kill him.
yes,
Which
agreed.
there was none of that stuff. That you know, like Marvel, we have to kill these people so you can't use them again.
Yeah.
I would like to see him get more like theatrical as he goes
Yeah.
on.
Like the
Like-
other people rub off on
Yeah,
him.
like people rub off on him and he starts wearing green question marks on him
Yeah.
and starts like
Well, you saw that the person who was the Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, they were starting to laugh together. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can.
Now, they could be tricking us that it's not the Joker. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you didn't see the card or the green hair or anything like that. They,
Well, no. Actually, you saw blue hair.
Yeah.
Was it blue?
Yeah.
And it looked to me like there were scars on his face.
Okay. Well, didn't it look like those guys
Scars,
in front in the
scars.
beginning were like Joker
Joker gang.
S
Yeah,
gang?
yeah.
Because they had the mouth and the scars
Yep.
and everything. And then the one guy was like half.
Because he hadn't been fully jumped in. That's
Yeah.
what they were trying to do.
Yeah. So yeah, he could be some kind of.
Justin, that kid that was in, that they were trying to like initiate, is he from the Titan show as well?
I don't know. I'm not sure who that actor was.
Let's all sit in silence while we figure this
No,
out.
you keep talking, but I just had an epiphany about that. But keep going. Do we think you see, like they said, Court of Owls next, or they're going to go Joker? I don't want Joker yet.
Me
I don't
neither.
either. I think Court of Owls is fine. I think Court of Owls with like, I think the Riddler should be in it. Like, I think he should still be like, tempting Batman and trying to get him to work.
Oh yeah, I definitely think keep him around. I mean, I don't.
He could be helpful to Batman.
Yeah,
because he thinks they're partners, like
Yeah.
in his own twisted way.
The Riddler, yeah.
I think he could be helpful to him down the road.
Yeah, I think that would
maybe
be really cool.
to earn favor to get out of Arkham. He's like gonna give. He's like, oh, if you want to really know about your parents, and then like starts talking about,
Okay, so the guy who we think might have been the Joker at the end was played by Barry Keoghan, who was Druig in the Eternals.
Oh
yeah, that's Joker.
So he's going to be a major character, no matter whether it's Joker or not. That's going to be a major character.
okay, that's interesting.
When I first saw the scarred face, I thought maybe it was Two-Face, but then they never showed the other side of his face.
Yeah, I like to riddle me this aspect to it as well, and
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different directions they could take it. I hope they keep this guy. Yeah, you know what? I was right. This actor who played the kid they were initiating, he played Tim Drake in Titans.
really,
So he's in 2 Batman themed shows on his in his list.
Maybe
there.
that was Tim Drake.
yeah.
He's Tim Drake in that other world. Maybe this is what they're.
But was anyone else sort of confused at the fact that the Riddler was actually good in this movie, if you think about it, because he only killed corrupt people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he tried to blow up the city.
Yeah.
Well, but he called everyone.
He didn't blow it up. He flooded it.
He
But
flooded
he
it.
called
Yeah.
everyone corrupt, though, at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great character. That guy played him perfectly. All the different directions you can go with him.
Yeah.
and he's, it's just development. It was good. I really enjoyed the way they set that world up. Would you like to see this Batman merged in with other superheroes?
No.
See, I'd like to see it eventually. I don't think you do it right away. I don't think he shows up in Flash or anything else. But there's got to be a point where, he keeps talking about saving the city, and he's got like the Gotham project. Like, I can see him going, well, if to fix Gotham, I have to fix outside of Gotham, and then you start seeing him. I don't think he's.
I wouldn't mind seeing him develop the Bat family.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I think if he if you
They
get
mentioned Bloodhaven.
they did.
Nightwing could be there.
Well, no, because
You could do it. This guy's a little young to like have a Robin and train him and eventually become a Nightwing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And he wouldn't be able to use, like, if he had a son and do Damian. So they probably would do a Tim Drake or a Jason Todd-esque one, or maybe just have Dick Grayson young,
he could be Dick Grayson. Could, well,
I wouldn't mind that if there's a cop named Dick Grayson in Bloodhaven that's also doing some vigilante work, and then him and Batman have to solve a case together, and then by the end of the movie, he's wearing some armor and like joining him in his crusade. I would be okay if they changed.
and he goes, "I'm going to go by my middle name."
His middle name's Robin. I would be all right if they did a different thing with him. That way, you could skip through the Robin-esque stuff, and he just becomes like a partner to him, and eventually goes by Nightwing. I'd be okay with that. And then you could do a Tim Drake or a Jason Todd Robin story if you wanted to introduce that.
You
The easiest-
couldn't- okay.
The easiest one to bring in would be Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because he was older, Jim
Yeah.
Gordon.
Well, they're making that Batgirl movie. Is it tied to this?
It might be.
I don't think so because it's the
It's
different
the other
Jim Gordon.
Gordon. Yeah, it's so
It's J. Jonah
confusing.
Jameson, right?
Yeah, it's so confusing. So confusing.
Get rid of it.
But yeah, all in all, it was good. I think we should probably go ahead and rate it now. Mm-hmm. We're going full 10.
10?
Right? 10s now. We do halves.
Yep.
Oh, tens?
Yeah, we do halves. We don't. We just give. What do we give now? Just numbers. You don't have to
No
say
numbers, no gimmicks.
No gimmicks.
No gimmicks anymore.
No
Took
fluff.
sucked all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Or is there any need to reference the sheet?
I mean, it's always good to look at the sheet.
Nope. You have to do it blind.
I think I got a number.
You think you got a number?
I think I got a number.
I got one.
Okay.
All right.
Everyone's ready then.
Yep.
Right. Then I guess we'll start with Bra.
I'll give it 7.5.
Okay.
Because I thought it was pretty good, but as far as like comic book movies, it was more of a crime noir drama than a comic book.
Yeah,
it was exactly
exactly.
a crime noir. Yeah.
Very, very monotone, almost black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Always raining.
Oh, that works.
It's fine.
Okay. What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Ooh. What a one-upper.
I mean, it was, and the only reason I'm giving it an 8 is I took the exact opposite from you. I viewed it as a comic book movie second.
Yeah, because it definitely doesn't feel like your typical comic book movie.
Right.
But it's more. It's different. Justin.
8.
8. Okay. You.
I'm on the fence.
You said you had a number.
You want to think about it and I'll go?
Yeah, go ahead and get
You
it.
said you had a number.
I have 2 numbers I'm fighting with.
I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Being a Batman mark in the room, I go a little higher.
I mean, you do have a Batman tattoo, so
Yeah,
it does make
yeah.
sense. I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
And that seems high for me.
I was gonna say that is stellar for you, Ken.
Yeah. I really want to give it a 6.5.
Brock, can he take it back?
Nope. It's been recorded.
That's
recorded.
fine.
You had a number.
That's fine.
You had to change it after you heard everybody else's numbers.
You were a 7.
Ken goes first from now on.
It'll live in eternity. A 7.
And so we decided to restructure it.
Yeah, that's 20. 100.
No, you gotta pick a prime number.
I gave it a 75.25 out of 400.
We change it to like out of 17 or something.
Even
like
if we
that.
increase our ratings of that, Transformers last night still gets a 0.5 no matter what. No matter what we're on, it never goes any higher. All right,
It's been red circle.
we're good. Take us out.
All right, well, please like, share, subscribe, invite, tell your friends. Have a great